Cheers, everybody. This is Eric. I'm back. Have you ever made your own beer recipe? There's not a lot to it. Got a lot of apps out there. Pick your style of beer, how much beer you want to make, your alcohol content, and the color. Throw the hops at it, yeast. Beer time. Well, I'm going to go over how I do it, what I use. I use Beersmith. That's coming up next. Okay, so what we have here is my little iPad, and I apologize. I was trying to do screen recording, and it was coming out too small, and it would just suck. It would not turn out good. You wouldn't be able to see it. So I choose to record my iPad. I'm not high tech, guys and gals, but this is how I'm going to do it here. So we're going to go into Beersmith app, and we're going to go on to My Recipes, and at the top you have Actions button. We're going to add a new recipe. Now, this is everything that Beersmith has. It's blank. It's a blank slate. There's nothing there. If you look right here, you'll notice that the glass is clear, and that's color. So the first thing I always look for is color. Color. So if you prefer a particular color of beer, or if you don't, that's fine too. But let's go ahead and call this recipe. We're going to call it, let's back up, A1A. Let's do an IPA, let's say here. So A1A IPA. And then we're going to go to this tab right here, and it's going to pull down all of the various styles. So what I'm going to do is go to this quick reference, and I'm going to type in IPA, and I'm going to go to American IPA. So I'm going to do an IPA, American IPA. So right here we got the pot and cooler. So let's go to, well, it's 5 gallon right now, 5 gallon all grain. And if you look down here, you'll see all the various ways of brewing. 10 gallon batches, 3, 5 gallon, and then extract, meads, pots. It goes stainless kegs, wine. So the whole gambit here. So what I'm going to do is go to a 5 gallon batch cooler, because that's what I brew. But after that, I'm going to go to 72% is what it's showing as far as efficiency. I run a little bit higher, but the main thing here is I always brew for 6 gallons. So we're going to go ahead and save this guy right here. All right, so now we have our grain bill, or our system set up. Single mash infusion, AL 2-stage, and it also has the corn, sugar if you're going to bottle. And you can also scale this recipe, yeast starter calculation, water profile, that good stuff. But we're going to go into, first thing we're going to do is fermentables. That's going to be our grain. So everybody always starts with 2-row. So let's go to 2-row. And we're going to go to a 2-row US 2 on the color. That's correct. That looks good. Let's see, 2 SRM. That's what we're looking at right there. 2 SRM. That is your base malt. Base malt. That is what you're going to build your alcohol with. So let's go with 7 pounds to start. All right. I'm going to save that one. It's going to give you a little color there on the glass, see? And this number right here, it's 1.032. The number I'm looking for would be a 1.05, 48, 49, somewhere in there, and that's going to give us around a 5% alcohol. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. That's our 2-row. And another good one is Crystal Malts. So just type in a few. Let's see, Crystal, let's go with 10. That's the top one there. Let's go with 2 pounds. And also you can change this metric. You can go to metric if you want. So anybody that's using the metric scale can do that. So 7 pounds, and it's changed my profile here. Let's see, 7 pounds. Save. All right, 7 pounds of 2-row, 2 pounds of crystal 10. See, it's changed the color just a little bit, and this is pretty accurate. So let's go to Fermentables one more time. Let's go to the 20. Let's leave 1 pound there. Let's see what our color is. All right, okay, so now we're getting pretty close. That's about where I want to be. 1.045. That is pretty close as far as the OG, the original gravity. One thing I do like to add on just about all my beers, especially IPAs, would be like flaked oats. So let's go to some flaked oats. And the reason why, it's the mouthfeel. Flaked oats. There we go. All right, now I'm going to just do a pound. And that does change your gravity a little bit, say 1.049. So as far as I'm concerned, this grain bill, the grain bill side is done. I like this. I like the color. 7 pounds, 2 pounds, and I'm doing round numbers here. So you can adjust this any way you want as you're building your own recipes. So, right now, this is where we lie. 7 pounds of 2-row, 2 pounds of crystal 10, 1 pound of crystal 20, 1 pound of oats. And that color looks fantastic. I love it. So that's a 6.3 on the color. So when you're, the further you get up on this color scale, the darker you're going to be. But look at that. This is pretty, I wish this was bigger, and so you could actually see a better representation of the color, but this is accurate. Okay, so now let's go to the hop. What kind of hops are we going to do? So it's an IPA, so we're going to bitter it some. So I like Simcoe as a bittering. Simcoe, it's a great hop. It's widely available. So I'm going to go for Simcoe. I'm going to do 1 ounce, but I'm not going to do 60 minutes. I'm going to back up. Let's change that to 45 minutes. 45. 1 hop addition. So that's what I was going for here. Let's see. 35. I need a little bit more, don't we, to get to that 40 range. So I'm gonna go back to Simcoe, and again, I have never built this recipe. I'm building this right here with you, so bear with me. And we're gonna go to full 60 minute. Let's see where we at. All right, 38. Cool. That's good. That's a good number, because I'm going to add another addition of hops towards the end, because this Simcoe is going to give us bitterness, because it's going to be a 60-minute during the 60-minute boil. So let's go back to hops, and let's add a hop that is going to give us some bitterness, and it's going to, and I'm talking about alpha acids, higher number of alpha acids. So if you look at the percentage here in Beersmith, that higher that number, the more bitterness it's going to give you in the boil. So let's go to Citra. Citra is a good all-around hop, widely available, 12% alpha acids. But if you look down at the bottom, you'll see these notes, and it gives you a flavor characteristics of the hops. It's really, really, really helpful. So let's do this for, let's say 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes. And this is going to give us a little bit of bitterness. Look at our 45, bam. That's right where we need to be. Okay. So we've added the bitterness, we've added the grain, we know about, we're going to come in around a little 5% range, and that's where I'm happy. And you can change that that alcohol base with your 2-row. That's how I would do it, because if you change it with your specialty malts, your higher crystals, you're going to change this color drastically. This 2-row is not. It's going to basically give you your alcohol. So that's what we're looking for. All right, now, so we basically got our boil through. All right, so at this point, this beer would be good with me. So next, we're going to go to our yeast. And basically, an IPA is going to be you want the hops and the bitterness to hold everything on an IPA. So, and that's what we're going to do. So now, let's go to Safe Lager. There it is, right at the top. USO5. All right, USO5, 1 packet. You're going to pitch it. All right. There it is, and it shows you on your grain bill. Now, let's do some dry hops. Still got Citra on there. You know what? No, let's do something different. Let's type in, let's do oh, I know, Mosaic. Mosaic is a fantastic hop. I love Mosaic. And we're going to dry hop that. We're going to dry hop that for, say, typical fermentation time, say 6 days. We're going to do that. We're going to save it. But something else, another hop that's out there that's awesome, it's easy to get, and it's cheap. How about Cascade? Yes, Cascade's easy to get, wonderful hop, and we're going to dry hop that, same time, 6 days. Now, my dry hop schedule, I do it the same every single time. Every single time. I dry hop at high krausen. As soon as that krausen comes up, that's when I pitch my hops on my dry hop side, because that yeast is rolling around and it's going to move the hops around with that brew. To me, you get more flavor and aroma, and I love it. It is fantastic. That's a great way to do hop additions. So now, let's add a miscellaneous, and it'll be in here. Let's see, a Warflock tablet, because we want our beer clear. And if you don't, that's fine too. I say a hazy beer tends to hold more flavor and aroma. So, but that's fine too. So there we go. Now, if you wanted this beer to hold more flavor and aroma, let's do this. Let's add another yeast, just so you can see. 008 WLP, it's a White Labs WLP 008, that one right there. It's a hazy yeast, and it is wonderful. If you do a hazy type of yeast on your brew, you want it hazy, do not add a clarifier like a Warflock tablet or any Clarity Firm, any kind of stuff like that. You do not want that beer clear. So, and the cloudy beers tend to hold more aroma and flavor. But this beer right here, as far as I'm concerned, it would be a great beer. And I believe I'm going to brew this. Look at here, 5.10% alcohol. That's a 6-gallon batch now. I always want to rack 5 gallons. That's why I do a 6-gallon batch, because you always lose some in True Bloss, and just basically you lose. You can't get every bit of that beer out when you're finished. So my suggestion is always do a 6-gallon batch, or at least more than your total volume that you're projecting. Now, the next thing, and one of the last things before you brew your beer, you want to get your grain to water ratio and your mash correct. The app that I'm going to use is called the Beerulator app, and it looks like this. And it's on, you can get this on Apple. You can also get this on Android phones. So our final target volume every time for me is going to be 6 gallons, and you can make that however much you want. And in this case, it's 11 pounds of grain, and you can use US or metric. And so here we go. 2.8 gallons for mash water. That's going to be your strike water. That's what you're adding to the grain, doughing in. And then you're going to rinse your grain after your mash is complete with 6.2 gallons of water. So we're looking at 9 gallons that you are going to start your boil with. And hopefully when your boil is complete, you're going to be racking to your fermenter, hopefully 6.5 gallons. Hopefully in that range. If not, 6 gallons is great, but you will put 5 gallons in a keg, in a bottle. So that's what I do. That's how I do it. This recipe is one I believe I'm going to do and create. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this grain bill, I believe, in the next week. And I'm going to brew this beer. But as always, this is Eric. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Get the word out on me. Let people know. And any comments, leave them down below. And as always, cheers and thanks for watching.